Earlier Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure, they're back in the Western Cape town of George, speaking to victims and the families of victims of the George building collapse. You'll remember 34 workers died. The construction on the site they were working on just suddenly collapsed. People had to be pulled from the wreckage. In many cases, they died on the scene. Carol Phiri is the chair of the committee from the ANC. Madam Chair, good afternoon to you. You and your committee have spent some time in George already. You spoke to issues around the Department of Social Services, Social Development last week. What are you looking for at the moment? Where are you focusing your investigation right now?
Thank you and good afternoon to your viewers and South Africans at large. Indeed, we went to George last week, Wednesday and Thursday. We were in George trying to find out what happened. Actually, it was a fact-finding machine. But the unfortunate part is that the bereaved families and those who are the victims of that incident, they are complaining in particular with social development, especially with the trauma issue, where they were supposed to be given a very specific service to deal with their psychological trauma, but seems like officials, they are not coming to the board. They are even telling you they are being taken from pillar to post. And also with the Labour Department as well, the Labour had to request some of the document. What I'm happy with the Labour is that there's one deceased family member who says we have submitted everything, and in particular, the deceased is a Zimbabwean nation where they've submitted almost everything, even though their passport and the working permit has expired. South African government is willing to pay, and they are saying they are going to process that. So that's what we've found, and we are also willing that everybody must be catered, as the president has said while he went there. President Cyril Ramaphosa has raised the issue that everyone will be assisted, irrespective of the nationality. You'll remember in those victims, you've got Zambicans, Lesotho nations, and the Zimbabweans. So all of them, they are entitled to be serviced. They are also entitled to be given what is rightfully for them. But we are calling on the South African industry of construction to also try to get those who have got legal document to work in the infrastructure area. So that is our call. And also we are saying anything that God has a haphazard problem, it shows that there's a red flag with the finding that we got that the safety officer has abandoned the site, telling those who are in charge that the site is no longer safe. We is calling for them to stop working and do and comply, but they did not listen to that. So it shows that there was negligence on both sides, be it from the developer, the contractor, even those who are supposed to go and monitor the engineering system. Thank you.
And Madam Chair, I mean, there are other people. There was a structural engineer involved in this. I think his name was Athol Mitchell. He signed off on it. Are you trying to speak to him as well, trying to investigate those people?
We also contacted the CBE, which deals with professionals, CIDB, that deals with the grading of the contractor. They've promised and told us there's an engineer who have been liquidated, and also even the company itself has been liquidated. The unfortunate part, we still have loopholes in terms of legislation that will also allow the individuals who are part of that company to open other companies, and they still continue like business as usual, while there are irregularities that have happened. Actually, I must not call it irregularities. We lost lives, irrespective of the nationality. So we are being told that even the municipality can recover what they've spent in terms of rescuing, removing rubbles and all the stuff, because they've spent more than 10 million. And the site that belongs to the developer is worth less than 5 million. So they are not going to recover. Also, the Standard Bank that needs to recover their money in terms of the insurance. So likelihood is that even government, in particular with the local sphere, will never recover anything from the developer. But we are calling on the right structures to take measure activities and try to make even those who are coming after to see that it's not all about you gaining business, but it's about also the lives of other people. They must care about what is happening.
When you look at all of this, I mean, in a way, this really is about caring, isn't it? You have people who signed off on this knowing there was a problem. You had a safety officer who warned there was a problem. No one did anything. You have officials at the Department of Social Development who didn't do what they were supposed to do. I mean, people just seem to not, people failed all the way along the line, and look at the result. 34 people dead.
And really, that's what we are saying as a portfolio committee, and we are going to also have a joint, which will be our second time. We have joined with Human Settlement 3 weeks back to try and get fact findings amongst ourselves, because remember, Human Settlements also deals with the issue of building standards. And ourselves as Public Works and Infrastructure, we also will want to write to the Labour portfolio and also write to the police portfolio in terms of trying to fast track even the investigation and try to find peace amongst the families of the victims, and in particular at large. As you are saying, there's a lot, there seems like there's ignorance and looks like it's fine, it's better. It's not. One question that you must ask yourself, if it happens in George, then tomorrow where is going to happen? Are we still having the same arrangement where even you don't have safety officers on the site on a daily basis, where you don't have engineers, professional engineers, and those who are supposed to deal with building issues and the material on its own? We also raised the issue of Agrima SA, where the Agrima SA deals with the approval of the material that has been used in terms of which structure are you dealing with. That structure you're talking about, a 4-room storage where it has to be having your underground parking, but it has never had such things. So there's a lot of things that we found out. That's why we're saying we are looking forward to meet with our counterparts, other portfolios, to deal and try to consolidate the report. On our side as Public Works, this week on Wednesday, we're going to sit down and accept what we got. We must approve and consider the report. But then for us to take it further, we'll be sending it to the National Assembly to deal with that. The National Assembly will give us their mandate and what to do going forward.
Carol Phiri, thank you very much indeed. Chair of the Standing Committee, Portfolio Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure.